Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Schools come together for an ultimate competition of magical ability in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And Hogwarts is going to be the center of this Triwizard tournament. And our characters are ready to take part in new adventures that this fourth book is about to put in front of them. Before we start the video, I want you to go down in the comment sections and tell me if you have read this series or if you have seen the Harry Potter films, and also tell me which was your favorite book and film. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the series Wizarding World. In this fourth video, we are going to talk about the fourth book of Harry Potter series, The Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire is the fourth edition in the series by J.K. Rowling. Harry is thrust into a competition that he did not sign for, as the competition is deadly and he is underqualified for. Along the way, new mysteries come to light that Harry and the gang must solve them before it's too late. In this book, we will see for the first time different parts of the Wizarding World School that will take part in the tournament called the Triwizard Tournament. It's a deadly prestigious event that is hosted by Hogwarts. In this tournament, 3 victors, one per school, will compete in a series of challenges for fame and glory. We are introduced to schools of Durmstrang and Beauxbatons. Schools like Hogwarts are from the different Europe regions of the world, along with Ministry of Magic taking role in this tournament and the wizard media is trying to capture every moment of this tournament. This becomes an easy way into the full world of magic. It must be said that this book is the most deviant from the previous books in the series. It is very much focused on tournament and not so much on the school side. That said, the character growth in this book is considerable and sets the pace for the rest of the series. At this point, we realize that the protagonist is completely surrounded by the world and they really care about what is happening inside the school and also outside the school by the end of this fourth book. Previously, we felt that it was only affecting the internal situations of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, but this rapidly grew from an Azkaban prisoner to the Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire world building. At the beginning of this book, Harry, Ron and Hermione with Fred and George and Arthur Weasley, they attend the Quidditch World Cup. This is the most popular wizard sports and shows how vast something is, as well as some of the activity that the Ministry of Magic needs to perform to have such an event. These parts of this book shows the reader that the world is so larger than what we have already read in previous books. It also is a great place to set up events that will follow these characters throughout the series. Everything from the conclusion to the game and how one team beat the other to the attack on the campground that everyone is celebrating in. There is a point in this book where Harry and Ron fights for the first time that lasts for several chapters. Up to this point, there has not been a falling out between these two characters who were starting to feel unbelievable. Harry is famous. Harry gets everything. He is unbelievable circumstances in every year. Ron is the opposite. He only gets the taste of that treatment because he is with Harry. After several years, same thing happening again and again to Harry, it's no surprise that this starts to get on his nerves. This part of the story, which some people may find annoying and boring, really humanizes some of our main protagonists. We have all felt something like Ron and Harry is going through in our own lives, and that's the strength this book has with it. If you are still watching this video, it means that you are enjoying it. I would appreciate if you just go down and book the like button so it can spread to the wider audience. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dealing with the issues and coming to realizations at the end that is down to earth and shows that the relationship is normal one and that our main cast are not robots. The tournament in this book gives us new magic abilities as well as some really cool brand new ideas to the show, such as fully grown dragons or the magic level of students and the end years of their schools experience and how they compare with Harry. I find that is all very well realized without getting too on my face. At the same time, maybe this is okay with the parents of students to compete in such a deadly events. But it seems like something pretty extreme with the amount of danger these kids are put through. Let's all take a second to remember that at the end, they all are just kids. That takes me to my next point. As a YA reader, this may seem fine, but as I age, these stories fall into that YA trap where the events begin to outweigh the age of the characters. Yes, I understand that the tournament was made for the student between 17 to 18 years old, but putting a 14 years old student in that same tournament with same situations just seems unbelievable. Harry is a barely teenager and he is competing with what we are told are adults. As a result, I would like to introduce some new characters that we are introduced in this fourth book. Ron's brother Charlie, who works with dragons, is introduced to us. We also meet Cedric Diggory, a champion from Hogwarts Hufflepuff, BX Baton's Fleur Delacour, and Durmstrange's Victor Crumb, who also happens to be a professional Quidditch player. Some of these characters will appear again in the future, while others will only be read once due to the setting of the story. All of these individuals are unique at the plot, but they are not memorable. They are nevertheless all crucial to the plot. Though the challenges are fun, but they do take away from what we know about the series. There is a lot less discuss about the school, a lot more talk about school relationships and the tournament. I think that this is a necessary transition going into the later series that was hinted at in the book prior, but is very heavy-handed in this book. With that said, this story can be easily split into 5 parts. The introduction, the first task, the second task, the third task, and the end, where it felt that the previous books were trying to do with the seasons of the years. I would say that this book is the last in lighter hearted part of the series, as the end of the book leads us to the new beginning, the rise of Lord Voldemort. I will not spoil any of that here, but I will say that it was well handled and was an epic climax to the series. I know that a lot of you have already read the books, but I wanted to make this review a spoiler free. If you do not have a copy for yourself of this book, and if you want yourself for it and you are interested in reading these books, we have an affiliate link where you can purchase the book for yourself. It helps this channel to continue to bring more content like this to you on a regular basis. What are your thoughts on the Goblet of Fire and how does it stand among the rest of the books? Comment below and let us know. And if you haven't watched the previous 3 parts of this series, go and watch them. I will link them down in the description box. Enjoy your fantasy content. Goodbye.